Hey, come on in. I look forward to working on this project together. Feel free to put your stuff down over there and just make yourself at home. My place isn't the biggest, but it works for what I need. What do I need? Let's hope you don't have to find out. Trust me, you don't want to know. You brought a lot of books over, didn't you? I know I said we'd be working on the project, but we're only getting started. We can just do the brainstorming and then start the research another time. It's alright, don't worry about it. I appreciate a studious and prepared partner, especially if they're actually putting in the work for once. You should have seen the last person who I paired up with. We met at a library, they didn't even look at me more than 3 times the whole 4 hours, and were on their phone the entire time. I got it done on my own and signed it off without them. They ended up getting a pass anyway. The girl must have had something against me. Not sure why we even partnered up in the first place. All I remember is seeing her glare at me in disgust and slide a little sticky note across the table we shared that read, "Not feeling well, you got this, B." I damn well know she was completely fine. If anything was up, it was her attitude. I'm sorry, I'm rambling about gossip that doesn't concern you. I tend to do that when I'm comfortable around people. Have you had any weird or standoffish partners? I'm surprised. You'd think that you'd garner more attraction from the crazy types. What gives me that impression? Well, just a hunch, I suppose. Well, you're not completely wrong about that. It wasn't any coincidence we partnered together for the project. I've known you for quite a while now. You caught my eye around a year ago, and I've just been keeping my eye on you, waiting for a chance to talk with you. I'm not the most confident, but I'd promised that we'd talk one day, and look at us now. You want to know a little secret? I'm the crazy type. Don't believe me? Sometimes I feel like you know this already, but you probably don't, which is better in some ways. But sometimes, when you're fast asleep late at night, head off in the clouds where you can't be disturbed. I come into your room, generally through the window or the back door when it's unlocked, and I creep over to your bed to lay next to you. I make sure you're warm on viciously cold nights and that you don't overheat during summer. Sometimes I end up laying under your bed the whole night, especially those nights that I can't sleep but can't bear the risk of waking you up. I can't bear being worlds apart from you, so this is just my little way of getting closer to you. I hope you don't mind it, really. It's a lot tamer than some things I could be doing. If you want to think I'm joking, then by all means. So I've been told. I wouldn't really consider myself an actor, but I suppose if you don't believe me, then it would seem like I do quite decently at playing the crazy part. Anyways, the project. Let's get this mapped out. I was thinking that we could base the project over the nature of interrelationships, how that affects each individual of a specific background or category. Now we can break this off in a few different ways, but I was thinking... Hey, are you alright? You just seem a little out of it. We don't have to get right into it if you don't want to, that's completely fine. You just don't seem all here. It looks like you're in another world. Thinking about what I said earlier? Don't let it get to your head. Then maybe you should start locking your windows and doors. Maybe you'll feel safer. Oh? You already locked them? That's weird. Yeah. I mean, it's weird how someone could come into your house despite all the windows and doors being locked. Right, you never said there was anyone coming into your house. Oh? That's a random statement. Yeah, we did talk about a year ago. We met at the library and I helped you find that book you were looking for. Thought you forgot about that. It was the day you lost your key? So what are you trying to say? Do you actually believe what I was saying earlier? After putting 2 and 2 together? I'm surprised you didn't notice when I initially swiped the key from you. How clumsy of you to have left it out in the open on a reading desk. I thought I'd take it from you as a chance to talk with you again. Strike up a conversation about having lost your key, but it turns out you didn't make a big deal out of it. So it would have been a bit weird if I'd come up to you, confessing I'd found it, when you hadn't even told anyone you'd lost it. I didn't quite mind that, actually. It allowed me to delve deeper into that interesting little life of yours. I followed you around, of course. Very discreetly, you hardly noticed me. And when I found out where you lived, I had considered giving your key back, you know. From the little angel on my shoulder telling me to do the right thing. But I'm not so into listening to what's morally best. I pride myself on serving the moment, my own feelings and desires. I'm sure you'd understand. You were like a breath of crisp air, and I'd been suffocating for most of my life. I needed you. I needed to be around you. Then started the break-ins. Although I like to call them visits, since I never really broke anything. I wasn't lying before. I really haven't done anything inappropriate. You can best believe. Whilst I am not entirely a woman of principle, I do have my core values, and that is not intruding one's barriers. And having your key, well, it was obvious you didn't care who entered your home. If you did, you would have worried a bit more about who had your key or where it had gone. But here I am, the product and the consequence of such an apt mistake. But you have nothing to worry about. I'll make sure that no one else can do the same thing. I'll keep you safe like a night watch or a guard. But since you know all of this now, you should expect to see me more often. Perhaps I'll pay you a visit one night while you're awake. Are you ready to work on the project now?